Today is a special episode. We have the pleasure to have with us the mayor of one of the borghi that will be in bloom, Signor Sindaco. Hello, how are you, my friend?
Hi, Giulio. I'm fine. How are you doing? Thanks for inviting me. It's a
Oh,
pleasure to be here with you.
my pleasure. I am in Southern California where it's very warm. I'm told that in Tuscia is not very warm, right?
No, not at all. It's really cold these days here. Yeah, really, really cold.
Okay, Signor Sindaco, I have a couple of friends helping me with you tonight. So my close friend Julia, hi Julia, how are you?
I am fine.
Are you cold as well?
Yes, of course. Can I show you what I have in my arms?
Yes, please. What hot water bottle or something
Yes.
like that. Okay, and we have another in here they call us paesani. We have another paesana with us. It's Chiara. Chiara, ciao, come stai?
Hi everyone, I'm good. You?
Well, we are very good, but we are wondering: is it very cold in New Hampshire or what?
It's freezing up there. It's like minus 20 degrees. Yeah.
Good. Okay, Chiara, you are just back from Italy, and I have a question for you. And it is the same question that I asked myself 30 years ago. The first time you go back, what do you see? What do you notice? What is different? What was your impression?
You notice all the differences that there are between Italy and America, and of course you miss family, friends, because I really miss them, and it's overwhelming to come back, and also not only for the people but also for the environment and the places you can see, because cities and everything is totally different, and I really miss actually Italy because it's beautiful, as everyone know.
So, Mr. Mayor, this is the evidence. So, the proof that life is different in Tuscia, in Italy. So, we want to know from your point of view, the institutional one, how does life goes in a small village in Italy? Tell us something.
Well, basically, it's probably totally different compared to living a life in a city or even in a town. My village is 1,100 people, more or less. So basically, here we are not as I think as stressed as in cities in terms of traffic, in terms of. But well, our lives is more connected, I think, with the nature, we have around Giulio. That's really important for me to tell.
You are completely right. Every time I see picture of villa, I always wonder how lucky you guys are. The nature is so beautiful. Julia, do you remember one day you and I went to villa together, and
Yes, I remember, of course.
it was like whoa, right? It's just
Yeah.
fantastic. Julia, do you have a question for the mayor? He's ready for you.
Oh, yes. I started going to Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia few years ago because I think this small village has a lot of culture to share. And there are many people that work in order to create a cultural center, conferences, and I had the pleasure to have a conference there. So, what do you think you can organize this year, culturally speaking?
Okay. Well, first of all, I think the real main event, if we can say, Giulio, I don't want to share news that it's not possible to share yet, but I think we can, of course. So I think the real important event in program in April 2022, so in few months, is Tuscia in Fiore, of course. And we are promoting it as best as we can all over the world. We really want to receive as much people as possible to show them the really how beautiful our village is, and to leave this contact again with the nature, to leave just the contact with people, local people who are ready to receive. many people, and we just can't wait to show them our village can be dressed by tons of flowers. And so we are organizing this huge event. And then, of course, we have, of course, to think about summertime with other events. We want again to organize, other art expositions and readings. And but well, now we are focusing on Tuscia in Fiore, of course.
We don't need to say too much, but Sindaco, I know that the Sagra, that is this village festival, is always an incredibly important day in the life of your village. Is that right?
Yeah, it is absolutely right. We've got two sagras, one in July. Traditionally, one takes place in July, and the other one takes place in August. And during these sagras, there are little events, music, and it's possible, of course, to taste our traditional food. So the sagra in August is the sagra of Pezzata, which is, well, you have to visit us. So you have to visit us. That's the way I really want to promote my village. Just come over. We are ready to receive you. And well, we can't wait. Really, we can't wait.
Mr. Mayor, allow me to mention a couple of common friends, Rita Passeri and Roy Hefner. These are two people that directly from New York chose your village to spend their golden years. And that was remarkable. I always think of them and I always say, these people are very smart. But let me ask Chiara. Chiara, do you have a question for our young and very effective mayor?
Actually, I've never visited your village, so I really would like to. And I don't know, which is the best period of the year to visit your place?
Well, I'd say spring and summertime, of course. It's the period of time where you can basically walk around the village and the beautiful paths we've been creating in a synergistically way with the social association here in the village, trying to connect the village as well with the other local villages around, like Blera, Barbarano Romano, so which I consider something very important. Trying to build bridges instead of barriers.
Signor Sindaco, in fact, we had as guests both Damiano Fabbri and the whole gang multiple times, because I honestly think these people are genius. Like they are, I don't know if you know this thing, but just in a few months with this Cammino dei Tre Villaggi, three villages path, they were able to create so much movement, so to say, that in Blera, the restaurant are considering closing, shutting down at Sunday night because they have too much Sunday during the day, just too much. This is fantastic. Well, before I ask you a question, we have a common friend, actually an American that lives in your city. So be ready, Mr. Sindaco. Hi, Roy. How are you?
Hey, Giulio. Hi, Julia. Hi, Chiara.
Hi.
Hi, Roy.
Hello, Mr.
Roy, do
Mayor.
you know everybody?
Hi.
Roy,
I
do
just
you know
wanted to stop in
everybody?
and say, I wanted to stop in and say hello since you have my what I consider my nephew on. So my nipote.
Hi, Roy.
Actually, Roy, I asked you to come on board because I want you to be a constituent, not a uncle. I want you to grill our mayor. Is life okay in Villa? Can we improve? Can you ask some hard question to our mayor? What do you say?
Well, Fabio's been our mayor now for I think going on 4 years this May, and
It's the third.
for us, for the somewhat liberal people in the village, it's been fantastic. We went through many years where it wasn't fantastic, and so there's the improvements in the village are quite great. So we're all quite happy with Fabio.
Roy,
I forget the fact that we're related to him. He's been a great mayor. So
Roy, can you be specific? What was the improvement?
well, first of all, we've all suffered from the virus, and so many things that like with the saugers that you were talking about, which have been fantastic over the years. We haven't had a sauger now for 2 years, but for us, just personally, for improvements, the roads in the village are pretty terrible. But Fabio and his crew have arranged to receive quite a bit of money from the region to repair our roads. And it just happened a couple of weeks ago. The main road into the village was terrible. It had thousands of potholes. So that's been replaced. My local street, the street I live on, has just been repaired. The elderly centers was recreated out under his administration. There's just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good vibrations here in the village. One thing which I wanted to mention to everyone who's listening, one of the things that the village does for quite many years, at Christmas time, they have a presepe, which is quite outstanding. It's just unbelievable. The first time I saw it when I first came here 12 years ago, I was just stunned by it. It's just an amazing thing that the local people put together at Christmas time, and I would highly recommend that people come. And people do come from all over the Tuscia to see it. So, anyway.
Well, do you mind specifying? So, presepio in Italian is nativity in English, right? Mm-hmm. So,
there's nothing like it in America. It's just unbelievable. It's hard to appreciate. And in America you have little nativity scenes. It might be 5 feet wide. This is a real life, very large. Built every Christmas. They build it. It opens up on Christmas Eve and it closes down around this time of the year. So it's fantastic. The other thing I wanted to, just before you asked another question,
please.
I've known Fabio since he was 16 years old. And when he was 16, he and his brother came to America to visit us. And Rita and I lived in New York City. But we wanted Fabio and Carlo to see the real America. So, of course, we left New York City and we went to Maine. And Chiara lives in New Hampshire. So New Hampshire is the real America. And Maine is the real America. Julia just got back from Nebraska. Nebraska is the real America. So when I talk to people who I encourage to come here about, this is, where we live in the village is the real Italy. This is the real Italy. So Fabio has experienced a real America. He experienced the 4th of July in Maine. So any comments on your trip there, Mr. Mayor?
I will never forget the experience we had. So thank you, Roy. Thanks, Rita and Roy. It was our first trip in general for me and my brother. So to be honest, overseas. So it was such a long trip, and it was really great to experience the real, let's say, American culture. Okay, so I will never forget the tastes of lobsters up in the north. They are fantastic. So really, it was such an experience for us. Unbelievable.
Well, Mr. Mayor, forgive me. It's a great run on the memory line, but as you can see, Chiara is in New Hampshire from Tuscia. Julia just came from America and she's traveling all over. Roy, of course, comes from New York and so forth. I am in Los Angeles coming from Tuscia. How is it possible a young, capable, smart, good-looking boy like you decide to stay in a little village where there are only your number, 1,100 people? What's going on? What's the mystery?
Well, yeah, maybe many people can say it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy as hell, we can say. But it's possible. I mean, why not to invest our time trying to improve the quality of life of our community, of our village. So that's the spirit what really guided me when I decided with all the people I have around to to take this important challenge. And so I think it's social commitment is always very important. And for me, it's also a really good experience in terms of relationships, uh, creating contacts as well, which are very important in order to let Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia to grow, to
Yes,
improve.
Mr. Mayor, just a couple of comments from two people. One is Barbara, like myself and like Chiara, she went to Peru and she made a little bit of something for herself, as well as another friend of mine, Paolo Cappello, that is a very well-known boy, I don't know, young man in Italy, in Viterbo. And in particular, he works, is the president of an association that you guys might have heard. It's called Viterbo. They make this fantastic video. So here it is, no? So somebody goes, somebody stays. But as you say, you need to have a project. You need to have a goal, right? It's obvious. You want to serve as mayor and not only, and try to make the life better. But I have to say, with the pandemic, maybe you showed us that you are the right one and we are, how is the pandemic situation in Villa?
Well, the pandemic here is, as in all Italy, the cases are increasing a little bit day by day, but we are trying as the administration to stay close anyway to our community, to our people. And what I think it's important to mention, it's as an administration, we are trying to stay close in a, how do you say concreto?
Concrete.
Yeah, in a concrete way. As an example, I can say we opened in our little village a point where you can go to make to book your vaccine. Okay. If you consider that not everyone here has the chance to do it by themselves, or even to go to the vaccination point all over the Viterbo province, this is very important to put everyone in the same conditions. This means equality, and I think it's very, very important.
Chiara, I have a question for you. Isn't it refreshing? Doesn't it feel good to hear a young mayor that is so close to everybody and actually understands the real issue, the real problem? What do you think?
Yeah, I was really surprised when I knew the age, because I think it's better when there is a young mayor, because he can understand the necessity of also young people that are the future of the country, basically. So I think it's really important, and I think he's doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Am I detecting a little bit of spark here? She lives a little far away, but hey. Julia, Chiara is right. The future are people like Fabio, our Mr.
Yes.
That is. What is your feeling about this new class of administrators that are so young and so decided to make a difference?
My feeling is that it's very important to give more space to young people, because sometimes we have the fear that young people doesn't have the expertise or maybe the experience to work in this field, in the administration of a small town or even city. But sometimes it's just the opposite, because we need fresh people who, of course, studied at a university, traveled a lot, has they're open-minded, you know what I mean, and can really add something more and can make a difference. So I don't want to say that we have to change completely the administration of the city particularly, but we should try to mix a little bit and give more space to younger people, because sometimes, unfortunately, this doesn't happen.
Well, Mr. Mayor, not much of a responsibility. You just have to change our life for the better. And we cannot really trust experience because, hey, they already did something and, we want to change. So are you up for the challenge? Are you ready?
Well, we are ready, of course. I mean, we have to be ready day by day. And this last period of time was particularly challenging, let's say, because as you all know, laws continuously change, and we are in charge of giving answers. So we have to get ready, and we have to be ready to give answers, which means that we have to study a lot. And this is something that I consider important for those who wants to be involved in trying to change, trying to improve the other's life. We really have to study a lot. This is the card, I think. This is the most important card we have to study, to know the place where we're living, the territory, but to study.
Signor Sindaco, Mr. Mayor, I'm happy you mentioned that you have to know the place where you live, because I have a little bit of a task for you. You ready?
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, it looks like a village next to mine, actually, isn't it?
This is your village. It's Villa San Giovanni.
Is it really mine? Good. It looks even more beautiful.
Okay. I'm gonna give you another one, but this one you cannot mess up. Okay. So I
Okay.
have a feeling that this is the view that you get from the comune. You tell us. I'm not sure. Where are we?
Yeah, of course. This is the square in front of the town hall. Yeah, absolutely. With our fontaine and the church in the back, the main church. There's another little church close to the main one you can see in the back.
Yes.
Which is
Sorry, I
really
want to show
beautiful.
you something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, which is really beautiful, and it's the oldest one. And then, well, I won't please you to show to show the village from like the grass fields we have right in the center, which are very beautiful.
For sure. I wanna show you another view that actually enhances what Julia and I have been saying. That there is really Villa is merged in nature.
Yeah.
It's a little piece of nature itself. What do you feel when you see this incredible picture?
Why, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What we said, it's totally connected to the uncontaminated, beautiful nature which is all around. I think everyone could fall in love of this picture only watching it. So it makes you feel like in peace in some ways, in peace with yourself.
I couldn't agree more. You are completely correct. This is easy to fall in love. The quality of the life is fantastic. Quality of food, unbelievable. You have the best olive oil in the world. Of course, everybody feels the same, but yours is very good. Very, very good. And, actually, I have a little question for Chiara. Chiara, when you go back to America, what do you bring in your suitcase?
Actually, I couldn't bring any type of food because I didn't have the luggage, the big luggage, just the small one. I was so frustrated. But yeah, I definitely would bring oil because I miss that a lot. And pasta, of course. And that's what my friends brought because they could. I have two other Italians here. So yeah, we made pizza the first day we came back. So yeah.
So Julia, this brings us to precisely your last articles. You mentioned 7 items or food that you cannot miss when you come to Italy. So for Chiara, for Fabio, just give us a sense of what people coming from America will have to experience when they come to Tuscia? Tell us.
Yes, actually, I gave 7 tips to experience to share through food and wine, and so I don't want to reveal these tips because I prefer people read my article. I think that sharing food and wine at the same table among people from different cultures and countries is something beautiful because it means peace, it means love, and at the same time it means culture exchanging, and so when I went to the United States last month, I wanted to bring with me a lot of products from Tuscia, particularly products from the short chain and organic, so local products from small farms of my area, because I just wanted to share the flavor and the taste, and to bring something really concrete from my land. And it was really a success. For this reason, I wanted to write an article and Live in Italy magazine based in Miami published this article just yesterday, and now it is visible on, of course, Tuscia in Fiore Facebook page and in many other social media.
I promise when I'm gonna be the king of Tuscia, I'm gonna make you my ambassador. Okay.
Thank you. I will vote for you, of course.
If you become prime minister or king, one of the two, please follow my footsteps. Okay. Giovanni be the ambassador, or Chiara, one of the two.
Well, Chiara as well, both of them.
So, Mr. Mayor, I want to show you another something, and this one I have a follow-up question for you. Are you ready for me?
Maybe. I want to. I hope not to make gaff this time.
Oh.
Okay.
Love it.
So, the president of the Vespa Club Viterbo told me that you guys talked and you are really not happy with the Vespa coming to Villa San Giovanni. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right. It's absolutely right. We had a great conversation, and we really can't wait to receive them as well, and we can't wait to have all these Vespa in our squares and streets. It will be fantastic, absolutely fantastic, an experience for everyone. I think it will be something very, how can I say, inedito. Help me, Giulio. Something which was something new, completely new, and well, Vespa is known worldwide, and Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia will be known worldwide because of Vespas as well. So
in fact, the championship, Italian championship, the second stage of the Italian championship will take place in Villa, and we'll go Vetralla, a little bit around, and then come back in Villa. I suspect, Mr. Mayor, that this event is going to be something to remember.
It really is. It will be to remember. I expect many pictures around the world with Vespas in Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia. I like to use the plural Vespas with the S at the end, so because it's more Italian, I think. But maybe it's only Vespa, but I prefer Vespas. So,
Mr. Mayor, I thank you very much. Half hour is past. I usually give the space to my guests to conclude with a remark, a comment, or something. That's something that didn't come out. So let me start with Giulia, that is the most expert of all of us. So, Giulia, do you want to say a last thing?
Actually, I would like to share something Fabio and I did together with Roy too, but it's not in, sorry, Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia. Please, can you share it with us about Bolsena Lake, Lake Bolsena?
Mr. Mayor, what did you do?
Yeah, we had a great boat trip with an appetizer right next to an island. It was a beautiful day, perfect day, and we had a great time together, chatting in this boat and experiencing Bolsena Lake from a different point of view. Everything was quiet enough, some music, and amazing persons around. So
Yes,
thanks, Julia.
in the
Julia, you know
sunset.
what it means, right? You now mention it. That means if somebody calls you and they want the same day, you have to organize it. Very good. Chiara, do you have a last comment, a last concern, something you want to share?
Yeah, just an advice for everyone, but also for me, because we don't have to take for granted like places like that, like Villa San Giovanni and Tuscia in general, because they are not really common. Like they're unique, and we only have places like that. Like when I'm here, I don't see anything like our places, so we have to really appreciate them.
Thank you for your wisdom, Chiara. You are the youngest, but clearly you are the wisest of us. And I want to say hi to Barbara that is following us from Peru. I'm actually very excited about this episode. Julia, what do you think? This is fun, right?
Yes, it is.
All over the world.
Yes, it is for sure.
This is fun. And
Yeah.
I want to just remember that after you were in America, we had Julia and other people from your group, and that was a lot of fun too. This is really fun. So, Mr. Mayor, a last comment, a last concern, a last message to everybody.
Well, it was great to talk with you, and it was great to share this beautiful time together. But my last thing that I'd like to say is connected again to the nature, the connection between humans and nature. So Tuscia in Fiore as well is basically a connection between humans and the environment we have around. So I please you all and I invite you all to respect the environment, because we belong to the environment as well. In a world which is continuously suffering climate change, and we all have to make an impact, a positive impact in this world in order to contrast this climate change. And we can make a difference. Everyone can make a difference, and creating, I think, events considering how much is important the connection between humans and nature is very important. So I thank you, Giulio, for for considering us as well in this huge event. And my invitation for all who are listening to this is trying to think about these words as well.
There is a reason why he is the politician and the wise one, right? Julia, I feel funny today. Chiara and Fabio wise.
Yeah. Can I ask just last question to Fabio? Yes, because I know that maybe there is now, or maybe there is not, a club, a bocce club in Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia. Do you still have it?
Right. Well, not actually. I mean, some of the eldest of the village are once in a while playing bocce, but we really have to work on it.
Yes, we have to work on it.
Sure.
Yes, because I have many American friends. They love playing bocce, and I promised them that I will give them the opportunity to play with other Italian people in Villa San Giovanni in Tuscia. Now I have to keep my promise, so we have to work on it.
Well said, Julia. Very well done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you guys with, of course, I thank everybody, but I want to let everybody know that Fabio, the Mr. Mayor, designed a surprise for Villa San Giovanni, something that is gonna be done in one of the park that is basically within the city, a beautiful spot. So I'm not gonna reveal anything about it. Like Fabio said, you guys have to come to Villa and the other Borghi in bloom. And with this, I thank everybody. Chiara, please promise you're coming back.
Of course. Yeah.
It's always fun to have you. Mr. Mayor, thank you to give us time and consideration. I know you're very busy, so I appreciate very much your timing. And to everybody, the appointment or the next episode is going to be next Wednesday. But of course, Tuscia and Fiore is in April, and we really would like to see a lot of people coming and visiting the beautiful borghi like Villa San Giovanni with Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Giulio.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Regista, com'è andata oggi?
Bene, benissimo, come sempre. Ci vediamo alla prossima, Giulio.
Dalla Tuscia